In thermal physics, let us try to understand yet another component, what is known as kinetic theory of gases. Kinetic theory of gases was developed mainly by Maxwell and Clausius and also some others in explaining satisfactorily the behavior of perfect gases. According to kinetic theory of gases, all gases are made up of molecules which are considered to be rigid, perfectly elastic, and identical in all respects. The molecules are in random motion with all possible speeds in all directions. During their random motion, the molecules collide with one another and also with the walls of the containing vessel. The intermolecular forces between the molecules are neglected. All collisions are perfectly elastic and there is no loss of kinetic energy during a collision. Between two successive collisions, a molecule moves in a straight line. This distance is what is called free path of the molecule. The average distance traveled by a molecule between two collisions is what is known as its mean free path. The time spent at a collision is negligibly small in comparison with the time taken to travel the mean free path. So, on the basis of kinetic theory of gases, the pressure exerted by the gas is given as an expression. By containing the volume of the container, by considering the volume of the container as V, the number of molecules being taken as small n, each molecule mass is taken as m. So the mass of each molecule is small m and the number of molecules equal to small n. Then the product of these two, that is small m into small n, gives something what is called mass of the gas, capital M, and density of the gas is taken as rho, and pressure exerted by the gas is taken as P. And also the mean square velocity or mean square speed is taken as bar V square of the molecules. So with V as the volume of container, N as the number of molecules, each molecule having a mass of m, therefore m into n will be the mass of the gas, capital M. Density, that is m by V, is taken as rho, and bar V square is taken as the mean square speed of the molecules. With these considerations, the pressure exerted on the molecule, pressure exerted by the gas, is calculated as per kinetic theory gases, P is equal to 1 by 3 into small n by capital V into bar V square. But small m into small n is nothing but capital M. So you can write capital M where small m into n. Therefore this equation becomes P is equal to 1 by 3 into capital M by capital V into bar V square. Now capital M by capital V is nothing but the density. Therefore, instead of capital M by capital V, you can replace it with density rho. So, therefore, the pressure on the basis of kinetic theory of gases, the pressure exerted by the gas is given by P is equal to 1 by 3 rho nu square. So, let it be equation 1. Also, mean square speed of the molecules can be written as bar V square is equal to V1 square plus V2 square plus V3 square, etc., etc. You have n number of molecules, therefore plus Vn square by number of molecules n. So this is the mean square speed of the molecules. Let this be equation 2. Now, the pressure exerted by the gas represented as equation 1 here, P is equal to 1 by 3 into rho bar V2 square, can be written in a different form for a mathematical convenience as like this. P is equal to 1 by 3 rho bar V2 square. So we can write this 1 by 3 as 2 by 3 into 1 by 2, same as 1 by 3 only, na? Into rho bar V2 square. Why we have written like this? Now if you see the second term here, it is nothing but kinetic energy of the molecule. So therefore, by writing the pressure exerted by the gas as 2 by 3 into 1 by 2 rho bar V2 square, we can write as 2/3 into, that is 2 by 3 into kinetic energy of the molecule. So let this be equation 3. Therefore, from equation 3, it shows that the pressure is 2/3 of the total translational kinetic energy of the molecule per unit volume. I am just recapping. So by modifying the equation 1 mathematically and conveniently like this, it shows that the pressure exerted is 2/3 of the total translational kinetic energy of the molecules per unit volume. So let this be noted as equation 3. The concept of temperature has been introduced into the kinetic theory by assuming that the average kinetic energy of translation of molecules of ideal gas is directly proportional to its absolute temperature. On this basis, temperature has been introduced. Concept of temperature has been introduced into the kinetic theory of concept by assuming that the average kinetic energy of translation of molecules of ideal gas is directly proportional to absolute temperature. So on this basis, it can be shown that the total translational kinetic energy of molecule per unit volume, which is half m bar V2 square, is equal to 3 by 2 kT. Here K is the Boltzmann constant, which is 1.38 into 10 power minus 23 joules per mole per Kelvin, which is nothing but again R by N, because N into K, N is the Avogadro number, N being the Avogadro number, K being the Boltzmann constant. So from Nk equal to R, you can write R by N for this, where R is the universal gas constant, which is around 8.314 joules per mole per Kelvin, and N being the Avogadro number. So that means by introducing the concept of temperature into kinetic theory, assuming the average kinetic energy of the total translation kinetic energy of the molecule of perfect ideal gas is directly proportional to the absolute temperature. On that basis, it can be shown that half m bar V square equal to 3 by 2 kT. Now based on this, the mean kinetic energy of translational energy of the molecule of a perfect gas also can be calculated like, let half bar V2 square bar V square equal to 3 by 2 kT. Let it be equation 4. So hence, based on this, the mean kinetic energy of translation per molecule of a perfect gas is 3 by 2 kT. Whatever the mass of individual molecules may be. That means irrespective of the mass of individual molecules, the mean kinetic energy of translation per molecule of a perfect gas can be 3 by 2 kT. Okay? So if we put, let us say T equal to 0 in the equation 4, then automatically for T equal to 0, this expression will be 0. But this is anyway constant, m cannot be 0. Therefore, only thing is V square must be 0. So if we put T equal to 0 in equation 4, naturally V square will be 0. Hence, according to kinetic interpretation, the absolute temperature is that temperature at which the molecular motion ceases. What is meant by that? See here, in the equation 4, just now I told you that if you put the absolute temperature 0, T 0, naturally the right hand side will become 0. That means half m bar V square equal to 0. That means m cannot be 0. Since m cannot be 0, only V square equal to 0. That is V equal to 0. That means velocity is 0. Velocity 0 means motion ceases. That means the particle is not in motion. So particle should be at rest. So bringing this concept, let us go further in the argument that, so based on the kinetic interpretation, the absolute temperature is that temperature at which the molecular motion ceases. But this is not strictly true, because interestingly, at absolute 0, the molecules do have some energy, what is known as 0 point energy. So therefore, according to the law of equipartition of energy, which anyway I shall discuss later down the line in kinetic theory, let us assume that you know this concept of law of equipartition of energy. So while explaining the kinetic theory of gases, I will come back in detail to explain you something called law of equipartition of energy based on Maxwell's distribution law. So according to law of equipartition of energy, the total internal energy of a dynamical system consisting of large number of particles as a gas is distributed equally among its various degrees of freedom. Degrees of freedom I have indicated as dy here. So according to the law of equipartition of energy, the total internal energy of a dynamical system consisting of a large number of particles as a gas, it is distributed equally among its various degrees of freedom. Here we know that from equation 4, the average kinetic energy is found to be 3 by 2 kT. So based on this, we can say that we know that the average translational kinetic energy per molecule is taken as 3 by 2 kT from equation 4, which we can write as 3 into 1 by 2 kT. Now why we have written like this is simply because a molecule has 3 translational degrees of freedom. Each molecule has got degrees of freedom to be 3. So therefore, average kinetic energy in each degree of freedom can be taken as 1 by 2 kT from this. Here from equation 4, the average translational kinetic energy of molecules per unit volume is found to be 3 by 2 kT. For mathematical convenience, we can write as 3 into 1 by 2 kT. We can understand like that. And here furthermore, if you see, a molecule has 3 translation degrees of freedom. So, by the law of equipartition of energy, the average kinetic energy of the molecule in each translational degree of freedom is therefore taken as 1 by 2 kT. Okay, now let us suppose a molecule has F degrees of freedom. F is the degree of freedom of the molecule. So therefore its average total energy would be half into F kT. Here K is the Boltzmann constant, T is the absolute temperature. So the average kinetic according to equation 4, if you take the average translational kinetic energy of the molecule per molecule of a unit volume is taken as 3 by 2 kT, which is conveniently written as 3 into 1 by 2 kT. Now from there, we understood further that each molecule has 3 degrees of freedom. So therefore, according to law of equipartition of energy, the average kinetic energy of the molecule in each translational degree of freedom is taken as 1 by 2 kT. And now we are supposing that if a molecule has got F degrees of freedom, then average total energy would be half into F kT, where K is the Boltzmann constant and T is the absolute temperature. Now here comes a very important question. how molecular speeds are distributed about average value in a gas. This is the problem. This is the next question to be answered. Now, well, for this, Maxwell has given a theory to answer this question. Let us understand the theory given by Maxwell to address the concept of how molecular speeds are distributed about average value in a gas. To address the problem that how the molecular speeds are actually distributed about the average value in a gas, Maxwell has given a theory of speed distribution of molecules in a narrow range approximately fraction of molecules in a gas. Let us say they have speeds between c and c plus dc. C is the velocity of light. Now this theory is what is called Maxwell's theory of speed distribution in a gas. According to kinetic theory of gases, a gas consists of a large number of molecules which are always in a state of motion. The molecules are frequently colliding with other molecules as well as with the walls of the containing vessel. So, their speeds as well as their directions of motion both are changing. In this way, we can say that molecules of all possible speeds are present in the gas. But however, at a particular given temperature, the root mean square speed, what we call as RMS, at a particular, even though we say that molecules of all possible speeds are present in a gas and they are colliding and they are in random motion, still we can say at a particular given temperature, the root mean square velocity or the root mean square speed of the gas molecules remain unchanged. So the law of distribution of speeds among the molecules of the gas in fact was first established by Maxwell. The proof of the law was given by Boltzmann distribution law for molecular speed. So in order to derive this law, both Maxwell and Boltzmann, with respect to distribution law, made certain assumptions which can be understood as described here. The first assumption was the gas consists of molecules with all possible speeds between 0 and infinity. That means all possible speeds will be lying between the limits 0 to infinity when the gas consists of molecules with all possible speeds. That is one assumption. The other assumption is the average density of the gas enclosed in a vessel in equilibrium is the same at all places. That means whenever a gas is enclosed in a vessel is expected to be in equilibrium state, then the average density of the gas is expected to be same everywhere at all places. That was another assumption. The third assumption is even though the speeds of individual molecules are changing, but a definite number of molecules have speeds between definite ranges. That means we are saying that all possible speeds are possible. Even though the speeds of the individual molecules are changing, but the assumption made here by Maxwell and Boltzmann is a definite number of molecules have speeds between definite ranges only. That is another assumption they made. The fourth assumption they made is very interesting. It's a probability environment. The probability that any molecule selected at random has velocities lying between certain limits is purely a function of velocity and the limits considered. Again I am telling. The probability that any molecule selected at random has velocities lying between certain limits, and that can be expressed as purely a function of velocity and the limits considered. That is the fourth assumption. And the fifth assumption they have made is something very interesting. the components of velocity of a molecule in three mutually perpendicular directions. They are considered to be independent of each other. That is, the components of the velocity of a molecule in three mutually perpendicular directions are considered to be independent of each other. That is, they do not depend on its position or the value of the velocity of other molecules. So, these are the basic 5 assumptions based on which Maxwell as well as Boltzmann tried to provide the distribution law. I'm just quickly recapping the assumptions. The gas consists of molecules with all possible speeds between 0 to infinity. The average density of the gas enclosed in a vessel in equilibrium is same at all places. Even though the speeds of individual molecules are changing, but a definite number of molecules have speeds between definite ranges. The probability that any molecule selected at random has velocities lying between certain limits is a purely function of velocity and limits considered. The components of velocity of a molecule in three mutually perpendicular directions are considered to be independent of each other. That means they do not depend on its position or the value of the velocities of other molecules. So, if you summarize this session, in this session we tried to understand the basics of kinetic theory of gases. In the introductory environment, I just tried to give you an idea about intermolecular forces and also understanding based on the collision the concept called free path of a molecule, mean free path, and also we have seen the expression for pressure exerted by the gas in terms of volume, mass of the gas, density of the gas with the help of mean square speed, which showed that the pressure is 2/3 of the total translational kinetic energy of the molecules per unit volume. Based on that, I tried to explain the concept of how the temperature concept has been introduced in between. And then we looked at to understand law of equipartition of energy, 0 point energy I have referred, and then the concept of law of equipartition of energy, and arrived at the problem that how molecular speeds can actually be distributed about the average value, wherein I told you that Maxwell has given a theory of speed distribution of molecules in a narrow range. Accordingly, Maxwell as well as Boltzmann together, while framing the law as well as finding the proof, considered certain assumptions as hypotheses for their concepts to derive the law. This is what we have seen in this session. So, in continuation of that, we shall see how Maxwell's speed distribution law can be derived.